Welcome to a very special holiday edition, episode 26 of This Song Fucking Sucks. I'm sure many of you have heard about the tragic fire in Oakland recently, and we are but a stone's throw away from that very location. If you find yourself feeling charitable in this holiday season, please donate to youcaring.com/Fire Victims of Oakland Fire DEC 232016-706684. One more time, that's youcaring.com/Fire Victims of Oakland Fire DEC 232016-706684. Help yourself by helping somebody else in their time of need. If you're interested in seeing the Northern California Spasmatics, they'll be at Powerhouse in Folsom on Friday, December 23rd, the Britannia Arms in San Jose on Friday, December 30th, and on New Year's Eve at the A-List Passport to the World party at the Westin St. Francis Hotel in Union Square. Tickets available at alistsf.com. Remember episode 24's guest Joe K? He's the singer and bass player for a band called Monte Cassino, and their new album Here and There is now available on all your online digital retailers, including iTunes and Spotify. It's very good, so find it and stick it in your ear holes now. Please subscribe, rate, and review the show on iTunes. Find us on Twitter at TSFnS, on Facebook at facebook.com/TSFnS. Check out our playlists on Spotify and YouTube. And above all else, tell a friend, make an enemy. Bah humbug. Now that's too strong. Because it is my favorite holiday, but all this year's been a busy blur. Don't think I have the energy. Today we listen to Christmas rapping by the Waitresses, and this song fucking sucks.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's come to that time. It is the Christmas season. And today, with your host, Jeff Calmback, and co-host, Nickel Dick Skid Rippy, we have This Song Fucking Sucks.
The podcast where we listen to a song deemed questionable, objectionable, and generally unlistenable and ask, why? What's going on, JP?
Hey, how are ya, buddy?
I'm all right. Hey, it's that time of year.
It is Christmas season everywhere you go. That's why I wear my iPod. I wear my headphones everywhere I go so that I don't have to participate in the listening of Christmas music.
That's a good idea.
Christmas music sucks.
Yeah, it's a very divisive area of music. There are people that love it, and then there's people who despise it.
I mean, I think when I was a kid, as a kid I liked it. Because I remember on Christmas morning, I would go grab the CDs, like there was a couple that we had that we'd listen to. Like we had the one that was the orchestral Christmas dinner music that we'd listen to.
Yeah, I like that shit.
I like that stuff more. And then there was the snow's falling down, looks like Christmas around, like the YouTube version stuff.
Yeah, that YouTube Christmas.
Yes, snow melting down, like that one. That song's not so bad, I guess.
That one's good. That's good.
Then there's all the other ones like Santa baby, a Scooby Doo, a slobber dweeb weeb, like that shit.
Yeah,
oh, man.
Is that the one that Eartha Kitt sings though? I think Eartha Kitt sings that.
Well, but then I had whatever the one I had growing up was the Madonna version. Where
see, that's part of the problem with all this music is that you get a version and it'll be like, oh yeah, this is the version. Like there's the classic version, and then every asshole who exists has to do a cover, and it's just not the same. And it's like, I don't need to hear One Direction singing Santa Baby.
Never ever. I never have to hear them singing it ever.
Anything.
Yeah. And that's what happens. And then as I got older, I noticed that I think it's weird too. I've been finding that we get Christmas music starts at like the middle of November. We haven't even got to fucking
shit. It started
yet.
Before Halloween here.
It's fucking insane. And like there's Christmas decorations up in places, and I don't know. I'm so anti-Christmas in so many ways. Not only just because I'm an atheist, but it's literally just a holiday designed to make businesses money. And then under the guise of, hey, no, if you buy gifts for your family, it means you care about them. If you buy gifts for your friends, it means you care about them. How about I talk to them and I tell them I love them, and that's how I can tell them that I care about them. I spend time with them. I eat with them. I don't have to fucking buy everybody a bunch of shit because of the fake God holiday. Give me a break. It's the goddamn winter solstice. You just fucking made this shit up.
It's just the winter solstice. It's that thing where it's like you want that nostalgia of when you're a kid and it felt real and it felt like all the sentiment was true and there was an excitement about it. And now it's just like, this is just crass, pure capitalism at work. Yeah. Especially like you said, it's starting so early. There's that feeling of, they're just trying to get a jump on selling shit.
I'm selling shit. Mm-hmm.
I think that when you and or I have kids, it'll kind of come back around because you'll get to see it from there.
Yes,
there's an innocence factor.
I think so too because my brother has the two little Rugrats, and I'm going to ask him about this when I see him next time. But I can imagine that for him, it's fun to wrap presents again, and it's fun to like do the decorations in the house or whatever.
And watch the kids be excited. They experience the excitement kind of through them. I think what happened was, the same thing kind of happened with me. I think the same thing happens with everybody is you just kind of get a little jaded from life. So I find for myself with the music, I loved it when I was a kid, I
did too.
And I still like the songs that I love. There are certain things that I really think are still good, and there's certain musical things that happen. Of course, there's a lot of classical music involved, and that. When you get in your Tchaikovsky stuff, I love that.
Sure.
And there's just certain songs that I do like, and then a lot that I don't. I've become very clear, though. These are good. The rest is garbage, and any version that's not this version can go the shit to hell.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for introducing me to the Waitresses.
You're welcome.
And this wonderful song, Christmas Wrapping.
So this song, this is like, one of the ones that I've just always heard. You always hear it. Apparently you don't.
I must have, either I just tuned it out. I don't know. This song came out in 81? So, shit. It's old as fuck.
There is a possibility, although I don't really think so, that, because I think they're a New York band, maybe there was...
Akron, Ohio.
Oh, that's right. They're from Ohio. Never mind. Yes. I'm going to shove that in my ass.
Oh, I'd like to shove something in your ass.
The Buckeye State. One of my big childhood memories was around Christmas time. They would have a Christmas party at my dad's office, and I would go there down to White Plains. We would have on, whatever, Z100 or whatever was the station at the time, and they would be playing all these songs, and that's where I kind of heard all these things.
Okay, maybe you heard this more because though they're from Akron, Ohio, they think they relocated to New York City and to shop their stuff and landed a deal with Z Records, which is in New York. So maybe that's
I
where
think there was something there. Maybe they kind of had a little like, they're our little band because they got started.
What a great band they are.
Oh, man. So have you heard their other song? You have to have.
Maybe I have.
I know what boys like.
I think I've heard that
song. I know what guys need. That bullshit.
Blowjobs. The answer is blowjobs, right?
Yes.
Okay, because I can't think of anything else.
Very, 80s new wave, no talent kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. That's what this song is.
Yeah, it's just like this song. Possibly worse, but it's really bad.
Wow, is that even possible?
It's like, do you remember Never Say Never by Romeo Void?
I think so. I was never a new wave kid, so it kind of.
I know, but these songs are horrible. These aren't good new wave anyway.
Yeah.
That's the one that goes, I might like you better if we slept together.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Of course, I've heard that song.
It's exactly like that song. It's another, It's just like annoying, I can't sing, but I'm going to anyway kind of song.
Right.
And that's a big piece of this little number.
Where do you want to start? Shit. I mean, I can start. Can I start?
Yeah, please do.
Because because the song starts off with this, and I just want to start off with this, is the dreadful drum fill. It just sounds like someone's falling down the stairs. It's so awful.
And that's with the riff, the da-da-da-da-da-da-da, right?
Yeah.
So here's what's interesting. I didn't even realize, because I listened to it off of Spotify, there's 30 seconds before that that's like I've never heard before. that wasn't on the one that's on the video. And it's just like kind of a Christmassy, like it starts with the sleigh bells and like a piano doing some cool kind of stuff. And that part is actually kind of cool. The guitar comes in and there's like a really awesome tone, distorted guitar. It's like, wow, that's a great sounding guitar. And then these cool little bass fills. It's like, this part's actually kind of cool.
Bass player is the best part of the whole band, though. I mean, in the sense of he's probably the only one with any talent. I
think it's a lady, actually.
Is it?
I think so.
Well, she or he is completely overplaying everything.
Exactly.
But clearly they're like, hey, I actually know how to play my instrument. And whittly-do, I'm from the islands here. And I was like, this bass player is bored out of their fucking mind.
I know. I'll get in the bass in a second.
Okay.
But
sorry.
Yeah, it just does. It has this whole thing, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I've never heard this, so I don't think they ever played that on the radio. They probably cut that part because it's like it's long and it's unnecessary. With the bass thing, I've got like a love-hate relationship with the bass on this song because it's like some of the things she does, they're like, oh, I'm down with that, like in the intro. Right. But when the groove comes in, it's like too much.
It stomps.
Yeah, and it's like it's like all over the place, and it's like you can tell she's using a pick, and it's like the notes aren't really even, so it's like they gotta compress it really hard so that it sounds level. But like the tone is kind of cool because it's so compressed and stuff. It's kind of nice. Yeah. It's like I kind of like some of the stuff she does, and then but that verse bass line is just like fucking. Pipe down, Jocko.
I know. That's what I heard. I'm like, this bass player's fucking bored. They're just bored. Like, they're like, this song is so bad, I'm just going to solo over the whole thing.
There's two kinds of noodly bass players. There's the noodly bass player who's really talented, and then there's the noodly bass player who just has no idea what they're doing, so they just play a lot of stuff. I
can't remember what it was. It was somewhere in the middle of the song, but I wrote down "sick bass!" exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
Yeah, like, that's the thing.
Getting all jammy island style on this part. It's
there's parts where I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of cool, and then there's parts where I'm like, shut the fuck up. But yeah, the drummer is. It's like this whole band, especially when they have to do that ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, because that's a big unison line. It's like I feel like all the parts are like on a different time. Yeah. It's like
the drummer
quantize that shit, fool.
Oh my god, it's so crazy how bad it is. The intro one isn't the worst one though. In fact, I didn't even notice the intro one until I listened to it the second or third time. I think it was the second one time they do it. It sounds like people forgot they were supposed to play it, and everybody came in when oh fuck, oh yeah, that part. And then everybody's in a different spot. And then
it's like shoes in a dryer.
And it really made it sound like someone dropped books downstairs. It's like what the fuck just happened? It's like a car crash in the middle of the song. What the fuck?
Yeah. A song that's already a car crash. When it goes into that vamp too, it goes into that group. It's so different than what happens before. It's such a weird thing. Like it leads you up, and then when the groove comes in, it's like, what the shit's going on?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it turns into that weird kind of disco vibe.
Disco-y new wave thing. Well, I actually was thinking about something when I was listening to this song. It's like she's cramming so many words in, and they're just playing this sort of beat underneath it that has a refrain. And I was like, this is like sort of early rap music. Early rap music did this stuff. And then I looked and then I was thinking about it, and that's why. And I thought this is probably the coolest thing about this song. Is that the analogy of the Christmas rapping? It actually was based on rapping from the early 80s, and they're using that idea. And I said, that's a great concept.
That was not a coincidence.
Right, But it's such a great concept, but it's executed so pitifully.
Here's the thing. This song is such a ripoff of Rapture by Blondie, which is that when Blondie same thing when she starts rapping, and it's like them trying to be Blondie completely.
Got you. Okay.
A song I take issue with also, though that, Rapture is considered, really like a good song. People really like it. And
people like Linkin Park, so just because a lot of people like it doesn't mean
I know. It's considered like a big thing.
Yeah.
I am not a fan of that number, but this is exactly what they're trying to do, and it was the same year. That song came out in January. This song came out at the end of the year. It's like,
they did that. Let's do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, I'm not surprised. Kind of the music business works, right? Hey, somebody did that. Let's do that too.
Exactly.
I think as the song went on, I just was like, oh my God, is this song ever going to fucking end?
It's long.
The singer, Patty, comes in, and she's just sort of flat affectly singing everything.
Yes.
And
very much so.
No fucking emotion at all in this really small range.
It's so funny.
And she's just shoveling words into your ears, just fucking heave-hoing it right in there, and then once you have enough words in there, she keeps pushing harder and harder, try to fill more words in your ears. Please, are there enough words in this fucking song? And she even has to cram sentences together, and I just all of a sudden I can't even listen to the words. Then the horn line comes in and saves everything.
Yeah, the horn line is good, right?
Yeah, yes. I love the horn line.
Yeah, that part's great.
The horn line is the only thing good about the song.
Yeah, it's like you get to that part and this is cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
And, yeah. And that whole bridge part with the horn line. Yeah,
I love that.
It's like, this is great. Actually, that part really reminds me of Just Can't Get Enough.
Yeah.
The old Depeche Mode song. Mm-hmm. That's also where the bass does that part where at the end of it comes in and plays that part, plays it in unison with the horns. That's really cool.
Yeah, there are some cool things about this song.
It's weird because there are, and it's like then there's everything else about it.
Yeah, even when they're doing that, what is the lyric? It's the refrain thing with Merry Christmas, but I think I'll miss this one this year. There's a distorted guitar doubling the melody underneath it that actually has this almost dark, crunchy, weird quality, and you're like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's that same tone he uses in that little intro thing that you don't get on all the versions, and it's like, wow, that's a great tone. That's a great sound.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah, it's totally weird how there's a couple of things that are this shining thing amongst but the most egregious part is totally the singing and the vocal performance and the lyrics, and that whole thing is a fucking disaster.
Yes, it's fucking horrible.
It's so bad on so many levels. It's kind of nice that there's actually a narrative that has a beginning, middle, and end, which is rare for a song, and it's kind of a story song, but it's...
The thing about these lyrics, though, is that she's writing two songs in one. She's writing two stories at the same time. That, for me, they're I kind of feel like one doesn't really have to go with the other necessarily. Because it's just weird the way the lyrics. She's like, Christmas time. Oh, and by the way, there's this guy I like, and I don't really get to see him very often. Christmas time. Oh, and more about this guy, but it's almost like a girl who can't keep focused on what the fuck is going on because she's obsessed with something. Just fucking tell me the story, all right? Just tell me the story you're telling me. Do you want to talk about Christmas time and how cool the lights are and how this place looks cool and that place looks cool? Oh, and this guy, we were supposed to hang out, blah, blah. Oh, by the way, there was this house I saw yesterday that had all these Christmas lights on it. We put up the tree yesterday, and I'm going to make some coffee, and I'm going to make some blah, blah. And there's this guy that I like. You're like, okay, well, what the fuck? Why does this guy keep jumping back in? And then in the end.
Yeah. Well, her Christmas story is about, I'm not doing Christmas. I'm taking Christmas off.
Yeah.
And then that turned out to be, so was he, and they ran into each other, and...
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
Oh, it's still weird.
You
Well,
should
it's
talk
also,
to
it's
us.
jumping back and forth, and, like, there's no delineation of, oh, I'm speaking about this, I'm speaking about that. They kind of all muddle together. So, first of all, the guitar player wrote the song, and he was, like, the songwriter dude. And
Yes.
apparently he had written most of the lyrics in the limo on the way to the session, which makes a lot of sense, because it is a very slapdash, like, here's stuff, words, things.
Yeah. That makes that definitely makes a lot more sense.
I'm not against not rhyming, but this song is so inconsistent about it. It's like, oh, we're going to rhyme really hard, or we're not going to rhyme at all. It sets up a precedent and then just goes, nah, I didn't feel like doing it at that time. And it's just totally at the mercy of, well, I got to tell this story, or I'm going to make it rhyme, but never both. You know, it never, like, makes it work. There's no finesse to it.
And that's what makes it sound so
embarrassing,
lackluster too, especially because she sings it with no emotion whatsoever.
None.
And then it sounds like, we don't care about anything, everything's stupid, so are you, we don't care, fuck yourself.
That should be a song by itself. I like that song. That's going to be we should write that as our, like, new wave song.
We don't care.
Get a really bored sounding girl to sing it. Yeah, absolutely.
It starts off with what you're saying, bah humbug. Now that's too strong, because it's my favorite holiday, but all this year's been a blur. Don't think I have the energy.
So I think, holiday and energy are where the rhyme would happen, and I think he thought because they both ended in Y, that's good enough. But it's not.
Yeah.
It's not at all.
It's not good enough.
And you're really expecting it for this kind of song.
Yeah.
And the way he's written it is like, it sets it up. You're expecting a real big payoff, and you get energy, and it's cringy. This song is so cringy.
And especially, too, because when it comes to rap, especially back in these days, it was all about the rhyme. It was all about the rhyme. And this just shows how glaringly Chris Butler is the whitest motherfucker from Akron, Ohio to ever live.
What hip-hop dudes are from Akron?
I saw that video, and I'm looking at him playing the guitar, and I'm like, that motherfucker has no soul in him whatsoever.
Oh, no.
He's the whitest of the white.
Very white, very white. And that first line, now that's too strong, it sounds like she's saying, the land's too strong. It's like there's so many spots where the way she glazes over the words, it's like misheard lyric after misheard lyric, which are actually pretty fun. I like those. But the land's too strong? What does that mean?
I actually had to look it up too to see if I heard it correctly.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what am I hearing? And I don't even know what these.
I know, it's just like blah, 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 blah. And that's also just lousy lyric writing. It's like, you know, if you're saying it to somebody, you could kind of make it work, but because you're kind of shoehorning it into some kind of melodic shape, you know, the emphases go elsewhere, and it just jacks up your English, man. So, to add to my already mad rush, just cause tis the season. Just cause it's tis the season. It's tis. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's tis the season.
Okay. Yeah. I know there's nothing to say. You're just like,
yeah, I know.
All right.
It's tis.
It's tis.
It's tis. The perfect gift for me would be completions and connections left from last year.
Yeah, what?
Like, that is a mess. And
what is that?
Well, he's trying to rhyme season with connections. Like, really? Really? That's insane. That doesn't make any sense. That's horrible. And then doing that thing where that leads us into the next sentence, next line, that one sentence goes into the next line. Connections left from last year.
Yeah.
Ski shop encounter most interesting. That is just such a fucking unnecessary word sandwich.
Ski shop encounter most interesting. It's like a Terminator who's breaking down.
Yeah, that's a disaster right there.
So tell me, Tonto, how are you? Ski shop encounter most interesting. like what kind of modern language is that?
I know, right? And it doesn't even quite get into, like, what's interesting about it. I don't know, I dropped my lift ticket, And while I was bending over to pick it up, somebody accidentally shoved a ski pole up my ass.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, well, that's interesting.
Most interesting.
There's nothing to say, I met a dude. You know, it just like encounter most interesting, and then goes, I had his number.
It sounds like a fucking robot.
Yeah, totally.
If this woman is any kind of lover, like the way that she sings or expresses herself, she would be just a limp tuna fish, just laying there like a fucking mannequin or a real doll. Do you feel anything? Do you like this? Feels very nice. I like it. You know, you're like, okay. It's like, just get a blow-up doll.
She just quietly cringes.
Yeah, right? I think your cock is most interesting.
That's an interesting encounter.
Yes, she's a terrible lover.
No, yeah, that is so true. And the double track vocals, man.
Yeah. Why?
Why do that, especially when she's so out of tune, and so it makes it that much more obvious that, like, oh yeah, this is obscenely out of tune, and then it's out of time, and then...
But how the fuck did this band decide is it just because of the Blondie want to rip off the Blondie thing? They are completely incapable of pulling this off.
Yeah.
They're so incapable of pulling it off.
Totally.
She has no feeling when she sings. They double-track her vocals when she's singing out of tune and out of time. You're doing a rap. You can't be rapping out of time. That's the whole point of rap, to be rhythmic. And if you're not doing it rhythmically, you're doing it wrong.
Yes.
What the fuck?
I don't, they're just trying to jump on that bandwagon before it goes speeding out of town.
It's some fucking serious gall, is what I can say.
Gall. You got some balls in that band.
They're so fucking narcissistic that they think that they can pull this shit off.
No. The answer is no.
They were 45 on the Billboard charts the year after when it was re-released. I think I read that.
Interesting. 45, you say. I mean, they play it every year, and it's been covered a million times. But it's one of those ones that just snuck in. It's like, oh, it's that one.
Although, the thing about this song, too, is it doesn't really seem like a Christmas song to me. It just seems like a song that's talking about Christmas.
Yeah.
It sounds more like she wants to talk about how she doesn't have time to get laid.
Right,
But she doesn't even say why. She just says, hey, I don't have time to get laid. But why? Why don't you have time to get laid?
Too busy smoking.
Yeah, were you smoking fucking weed, dude? Yeah, man. It's fucking so busy, man. You gotta sit on my couch and, I'm gonna roast, man.
We're gonna get into the smoking part later.
Okay, hit me up. Let's go. Keep going.
Okay,
Keep going, baby.
Okay. The lines where she goes from singing pitches to kind of talk singing.
Yeah.
Most of 81. Pass along those lines.
Yeah.
That's when she becomes really inconsistent with the double tracking, and you can really hear it's like, it starts really falling apart. I mean, maybe they thought it sounded cool. I think it sounds like bullshit.
It sounds like when they had to do this song, they were running out of time. They did the lyrics. They probably didn't have a ton of time in the studio. Someone was paying for it. And so then she's like, hey, you know what? You just wrote 7,000 words into this song, and we're going to have to go through this and double-track these fucking words and try to line it up. Good luck. So you're like, well, session's over in 15 minutes. This is kind of what we have now.
They probably just took two takes that weren't necessarily meant to go together and just played them at the same time.
Oh, right. Like, we'll just do a couple passes and we'll stick it together.
Yeah. And like, oh, what if we did this? Yeah, that won't sound terrible. The next verse, calendar picture, frozen landscape, chilled this room for 24 days. Evergreen, sparkling snow, get this winter over with. So the beginning of that part, I kind of like where they're going with it. The idea of, oh, well, the calendar picture is of a frozen landscape, and it chills this room for the first 24 days of the month of December. Oh, that's kind of clever. There's something to it.
Yes.
It's still a little heavy-handed because it's like, state a little thing, state another little thing. Don't really connect them. Is a little, like, amateur. Calendar picture, frozen landscape. Chill this room for 24 days because it doesn't have the connecting words.
It still sounds like robot to me.
Yeah,
calendar
because of
picture,
that.
Frozen landscape, chill this room for 24 days, evergreens, sparkling snow. It's like everything's like
totally.
Object.
It's
dude?
Lazy.
Worst lyric writing. Oh my god.
So bad.
Oh my god.
And then get this winter over with, flashback. They do the opposite of taking one idea and splitting it between two lines. They take two ideas and put it into one line because the first line is too short. And it's just this constant syllabic and rhythmic nightmare. Plus the double tracking disaster.
Does he think that when he was writing this, that this was cool? That's what I want to know. Like, was he like, I'm fucking badass?
I think he was just like, here's a thing we got to do. Let's get this over with.
So he wrote that into the song. Let's get this over with.
I know.
Actually get the song over with.
Yeah. I think the label is like, we're doing this thing, and you got to do it because you're on the label. And they're like, fine. We'll just get it over with. This will be stupid. And then it ends up being like this thing that we hear every year for 30 fucking years, almost 40 years. It's like, Jesus Christ. It's insane.
Yeah, it is.
It's funny how that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Once in touch, there me go. What?
No, it's supposed to be would have been... What?
I'm reading my notes, and I don't know what they mean.
Oh.
It says lunch and touch, there me go. Oh, lunch and touch, there we go. Gotcha. So, they actually rhymed... They rhymed lunch with touch, and I thought,
rhyme.
That's decent. That makes sense. That's good. That's a decent rhyme. It's like the first decent rhyme in the fucking song.
Yep.
Yeah, you know.
This is terrible writing.
I like sunburned in the third degree. They had to flip that around. They didn't say like third degree sunburn, you know. Sunburn in the third degree sounds like Dragnet. Just the facts, man.
Well, they did it to rhyme it with the line before it.
They sure as shit did. They sure as shit did. But when you do that, it's like, fuck you. Fuck you, you lazy dick. Just write better words. Yeah. Don't try and shoehorn them.
It just reminds me again of this guy is such a fucking nerdy robot.
The nerdy
Sunburn
robot.
in the third degree. That's definitely a hashtag for this.
Yep, I was just about to write that down.
Hashtag nerdy robot.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm just going to kind of speed through the rest of it because it's like...
Yeah, because it's all garbage.
It's all more of the same garbage. The problem with the beginning is the problem with the end. Although, one new little painful thing is at the very end when they get to the end of that phrase, that verse, and not to do too much about it. Not enough syllables, so they have to take the out part of about and turn it into two.
And stretch it.
And that doesn't work. You're a singer, so you probably have a better idea about this than I do. But, you know, there are some syllables you can stretch and some you can't.
Right. Yeah.
Why? Or which ones?
It's more about how it sounds. Like, about it would be weird.
It is weird.
It sounds weird just to stretch it in the middle of the word like that.
Yeah.
That word doesn't work to be stretched. Two could be stretched.
Yeah.
But it's still, I think when you're rapping like this, stretching anything doesn't really work that well.
Yeah, but that's a thing they did more back in like the early 80s rapping, you know, that...
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha. The Sugar Hill Gang thing, they started...
It could have been way cooler, would have been a way cooler production value to say not too much to do about it and just left a space in there and got the word instead of stretching the word out itself. You could have actually put a rhythmic thing in there. That would have been rap oriented.
Yeah, something.
But then again, some words just don't work being stretched out. I mean, it's definitely. It doesn't sound good to take a vowel sound or something and make it a double syllable because then it sounds fucking weird. It just sounds lazy and amateur. I don't think anybody can do it and pull it off.
Some do work. I guess it works if you do it at the end. I'm trying to think because there are definitely spots where it works, but I think it has to be a certain kind of word and a certain kind of syllable or something.
Yeah.
Or a certain like vowel sound. I think ow is weird.
Yeah, ow is weird. But, you know, like there's a guy that sings for this band and he goes, hey, no, and he's got all kinds of vowel sounds that stretch out and stuff. Hey, no.
Interesting. I'll check them out. Metallica.
Hey, no.
Yeah, it's like all that's. But yeah, when you stretch that out, it sounds like...
It sounds cool.
Yeah, it makes sense. You know, whereas like some really don't. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like there's got to be some specific
rule.
Not a rule, but like there's but yeah, rule. You know what I mean?
It's just like, it's one of those things, I think it sort of is subjective. And for instance, when we're doing Schwarzenegger lyrics, we're doing lyrics based on the lines from the movies. So we're using dialogue a lot of times, and you were trying to fit it into the melody that we've written.
Right.
And so that there are times when we can't fit it, and it's because of things like this. And other times we can fit it where you can, and it's sort of just like what it sounds like when you sing it. Yeah, and then there are other times when we just start to make up words, or we'll do it intentionally to sound stupid, but it's just
because you're fucking artists.
I think it's kind of subjective. And Weeder and I go over this stuff all the time when we're doing the lyrics. It's like, I don't know, it just doesn't really sound good holding that there like that. Yeah, it works. Like, this works, about it or whatever she does. It works, but it just sounds fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's cringy. It's cringy.
Yeah. So there's other avenues you can take, like adding a rest before it or after it, or splitting it up, or...
Sure, yeah, exactly. I'd sooner do that kind of thing. I think this one would need just a rewrite. A rewrite? Just go back and, probably burn this whole song down and just start over. Just write a new song, because this is a disaster. But
a pile of garbage.
Now, when we get into this little chorusy thing, the Merry Christmas, but I think I'll miss this one this year. She does a harmony that's so atrocious. It just sounds like cats in heat. It's great. It's so terrible. It's like she's just guessing, and it's like, nope, those aren't the notes. I don't know what notes you're going for, but it's not those. She also has no range, so she's doing that like falsetto with, no support. So it's just like
no gusto. It's all, I don't understand how she got a job as a singer. That's pretty good.
Thank you.
That's pretty good. You should have got the job in this.
That's the isolated tracks there.
Oh my god.
Okay. Last verse. Just a couple of things about it. Bundled up too tight. Few cats, few calls. No thanks. No party lights. That's stupid. No party lights. That's dumb. It's just so that she can say, turn down all of my invites. Mm-hmm. That's stupid. Okay. I like this last part, though, where she name drops the A&P. Did you have A&P in Massachusetts?
No, I didn't, but I know what they are.
Yeah, I don't think they're around anymore. But
I don't think they are either.
To those listeners who are not from that area, it is a supermarket from, I guess, back in the 80s. And it cracks me up to shit that it gets name dropped. I think that's just hilarious. So this thing of like, people who are not regional are going to have no idea what you're fucking talking about. It's a pretty regional thing.
Yeah.
But I like the shit out of that. On my lyric sheet, the A&P
Mine too.
line. Yeah, you got this?
Mine too, yeah.
The line that says A&P says, A&P has pride in me. But the actual line is, A&P has provided me with the world's smallest turkey. But I love that misheard lyric is great.
But again, like, the way that this guy writes lyrics is so fucking nerdy. That's so...
Yeah.
A&P has provided me. Like, why would you... How about I got a fucking tiny turkey from A&P? Like, why are you... A&P has provided me with the world's smallest turkey. Like,
and you know what?
Everything is so nerdy.
A&P is really easy to rhyme. Not that turkey isn't, but it's, it's like if you did it the other way, it would just be such an easy rhyme. It's like no problems, but instead it's this weird inverted backwards thing. I like the idea of A&P as pride in me, though. For no reason. The supermarket, Stop and Shop, really believes in me and what I can do. It gives me self-esteem to know that Shaw's, all the confidence in me.
That Star Market, dude.
Star Market and Safeway are they're rooting for me.
Dude, Vaughn's kid. Vaughn's fucking Ralph's dude.
Ralph's is coming to my fucking dance recital because it believes in me.
He's got pride, kid.
Fucking Food Lion knows what it's all about.
Fuck. So this is where we did our lyrical rewrite too, right?
Yes, that is. One last thing that I'll do before we do lyric rewrite is another egregious lyrical faux pas that I just can't stand, and I've talked about before, is when the emphasis is on the wrong syllable. So,
yeah.
I fucking hate that, and all over the place here, but I noticed particular on happening! Yeah. Then suddenly we laughed and laughed, caught on to what's happening!
Squirrel! Caught on to what was happening. So bad. Everything sucks in this song. This song is fucking terrible.
It is. And I feel bad when I found this out, totally ripping on Patty, but she died in the 90s from lung cancer.
I know. I read that too. I know. Oh my God.
Oh, sorry. But she didn't write the words, so we're not totally just ripping on her, although she did sing them.
Well, if she fucks like the way she sings, she is a fucking dud. No doubt.
What's interesting, too, is like I clicked on the video for I Know What Guys Like or whatever, just to see what that was all about. The first thing that happens in the video, close-up of her just smoking.
Oh, no shit.
Taking a drag and blowing out, and it's like, yep. And she just looks pasty, and like her teeth are all jacked up, and that's like 15 years before she died. So it's like, oh yeah, she was a fucking chain smoker, this chick.
Damn.
Bet she tasted like an ashtray.
I am not into smoking.
In her vagina.
Chicks and smoking is just not hot.
No, that's gross.
Not into it.
Lyrical rewrite for this episode. We're doing A&P has provided me with the world's smallest turkey, already in the oven, nice and hot. Oh damn! Guess what I forgot?
Yes. Would you like me to do my lyrical rewrite first?
I would love that.
Or
that would be a joy to me. No, please.
So, taking the wonderful A&P line you picked. Okay. Drinking pee makes me be calm and feeling sexy. Already I am horny, nice and hard. Hot damn! Drinking pee from the cock.
That's great.
Oh, yeah.
Drinking pee from the cock.
Yeah. Drinking pee makes me be calm and feeling sexy. Already I am horny, nice and hot. Hot damn! Drinking pee from the cock.
Drinking pee from the cock. That's so gross. I love it.
Yeah, I'm disgusting. But you see, I even rhymed all this shit, though. Because makes me be calm and feeling sexy. Hard, or I said had and cock. So had and cock, you know? I guess that's as close as I can get to their terrible rhyme scheme.
Yeah.
Had, cock, dude. I mean, I had to sing about dicks.
Yeah, and, hot and cock.
Yeah.
That's great. It's more than we can expect.
Hot damn!
I chose for not making sense.
Oh, good for you.
Which is one of my favorite things in the world. Anarchy has provided me with a fistful of beef jerky. Go shove it in your butthole, watch it rot, fist fight with an ocelot.
Hey, you know what? That's fantastic, actually. It sounds like an Anthony Kiedis lyric, or it sounds actually more like or it actually sounds more like a Les Claypool lyric or something.
Yes. And I don't know, I have this thing. Apparently when I do lyric rewrite, I talk about like random animals, like just obscure animals for some reason. That seems to always be like, that's becoming a theme. I don't know why.
That's what makes it sound like a Les Claypool lyric.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, he's talking about
random animals too.
Yeah, totally. Fist fight with an ocelot. Beef jerky.
I like it. I can stick it in your ass and let it rot. Yes. That's fucking
I don't
gross.
even know what's going on there, but it's good. So you got like the cock pee thing. You know that your lyric about cock pee too. Because let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
I don't know if you're into golden shower kind of stuff.
Sure.
But that makes me wonder because the thing like you can't pee when you're hard, so you gotta not be hard. But it's a sex thing, so you probably are.
Right,
I don't know. There's a whole weird thing about, are you like not hard so that you can pee? Or are you doing that thing where you're kind of trying to like point it down and hope for the best? And
well, generally when you're doing golden shower stuff, you have to be like semi-hard. You can really only do it if you're semi-hard. Because if you're rock hard, you can't pee.
No.
So it has to have a little bit of a semi, but it still has, you have to really flex the muscles. You have to flex the muscles to get it, and it still comes out like...
Yeah, once it gets going, you're good. It's that first drop.
Yeah, well, you still got to kind of flex it because it doesn't really, because you're in sex mode rather than piss mode.
Yeah.
But you got to, if you drink a lot of water or whatever to do it too. So.
Yeah.
It's way more fun. It's way more fun to watch the girls do it because then they have to, like, especially if you do it and if they're doing it standing up, like in the shower or something, they like lift their leg up and like spread it and like try to get it to shoot up at you.
It's like a fucking fire hose.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's the greatest. I mean, I've never done it. I would never do it. That's disgusting.
Yeah, that's fucking gross.
Drinking pee makes me be calm and feeling sexy.
Hey!
Already I am horny, nice and hot. Hot damn, drinking pee from the cock. I think I like our song way better.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Speaks
Merry
to
Christmas,
my heart.
everybody. Merry Christmas.
That is what you're going to get under the tree.
Golden showers for Christmas. Hashtag, there it is.
Okay, so if you want to do a lyric rewrite, hashtag it Golden Shower Christmas.
Yep.
And we'll find it and we'll do something with it. Probably shove it up our ass or retweet it or I don't know.
You can win $40.
I don't know where you'll get it from. Not from us, but you may win it. Let's take this down. What did we learn today, children? And try and figure out the highlights of what we learned from our critical analysis of Christmas rapping.
Can I go first?
Yes, please do.
Yes. Hi, Mr. Calmback. Hi, thank you for calling on me. I don't want to be a teacher's pet or anything, but I just wanted to say that the thing that I learned about this is that smoking cigarettes is bad. Smoking cigarettes is bad, and that they can kill you from lung cancers. I learned that smoking cigarettes is bad. Good.
Oh, you got another one?
Call me.
I can see your pit stain.
I'm just sweaty. Yo, I'm just sweaty, man. I'm just sweaty. Mr.
Okay,
Calmback, call me, dog.
Okay.
Yo, Mr. Calmback, yo, what up? What up, yo? Listen, the other thing I learned, Mr. Calmback, is this motherfucker ain't like me. This motherfucker, he's a nerdy robot, and he ain't got no fucking soul. He's a white-ass motherfucker from Akron, Ohio.
That is true.
All right, that's what I know, Mr. Calmback.
We also learned that this song is basically just a ripoff of Rapture by Blondie. It's Christmas Rapture. Oh shit! Whoa, it's kind of deep.
Rapture.
Christmas rapping, Christmas Rapture. Shit. And I think we also learned that JP is not against a little golden shower from time to time.
That's true. I'm actually very into it.
Oh, and that A&P has pride in me. Hashtag A&P has pride in me.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So our hashtags for the episode: hashtag nerdy robot, hashtag A&P has pride in me, hashtag golden shower Christmas. So now it's time to take it over to that all-special holiday edition of segments. This song fucking jams.
Colon!
A pleasant alternative. The segment where we talk about a song that doesn't suck. What you been jamming on lately, Mr. JP?
Well, I just figured, even though I haven't necessarily been jamming on this lately, because I don't listen to Christmas music very often, I figured it would only be appropriate to recommend something worth listening to at the Christmas time.
Yes.
So I actually have two, and I'll make them pretty quick, but one of them is a comedy one that I thought of the other day because my girlfriend is from Canada, and I do a comedic impression of Canadians talking like this, eh? And so, you gotta go out there, hoser, and you gotta find yourself, in the Great White North, eh? And you gotta talk like this, you know what I'm talking about? I'm not against it, right? So I immediately remembered Doug and Bob McKenzie from Strange Brew.
Yes, sir.
And so I was thinking about it, and growing up in Boston, we had their 12 Days of Christmas that would play every Christmas, and as a kid, fucking thought it was absolutely hilarious. And so I went back and listened to it. I'm not even really sure if it's necessarily very funny or not, but it is. It is. I don't know if it's just like a nostalgic thing for me, but I crack up. I'm not sure if other people will find it funny, but it certainly is worth listening to because it's just kind of like silly and it's very Canadian. And now that I'm like learning about Canadians, it's just particularly hilarious, especially in the way that they count. And the way they figure their things out, because I have to experience this on a daily basis with when my girlfriend counts days. She's like, oh, well, I'll see you on the 16th. And the 16th can be 2 weeks. And she's like, well, tomorrow doesn't count. And so then basically we have like 7 days. I'm like, no, what? It's 2 weeks away. How is it 7 days? And that's in this song, they do the same shit. So I'm like, wow, this is
that
crazy.
a thing?
I don't even know, but I was like cracking up laughing at it. So that's one. And that wouldn't be one that I would say from a musical standpoint that it's worth, but it is fun if you're looking for something that's actually fun for Christmas. It's only like 2 minutes long or something like that.
Sure.
Definitely worth taking a listen to for the listeners out there. The other one, though, from a musical standpoint that I'd recommend would be John Williams' Carol of the Bells.
Oh, John Williams.
I think that Carol of the Bells.
Right.
Yes, well, Carol of the Bells. I'm just picking John Williams because it's the choir version, and it's so. Right. I don't even know. I think it's the same one that they used in Home Alone. I think that was where that arrangement came from. Very, very awesome. Again, it's only like a minute and a half long, but it's so awesome, and it's so cool. And that song has always been one of my favorite Christmas songs because I just love. Well, it's dark.
Yeah,
it's in a minor key. It's dark. It always makes me think of when I was younger, I used to go out and do these walks in the snow at night at like 2 a.m. during the Christmas season and stuff, and like look around all the houses, and there'd be sort of a serenity to the Christmas season because there's no asshole people running around being shitheads trying to shop. It's just
fucking assholes.
Me shopping, me walking around in the snow, making fresh tracks, dude. And, just thinking to myself, and I don't know, there's something about it really brings me back to that time in my life of being introspective and intellectual about the existence of our nature. And, or the nature of our existence, however you'd like to see it.
Before you realized it was all just a mess and complete disaster and life is suffering.
Before I realized everything sucks. So this is my favorite Christmas song ever. I've always loved this one. And the John Williams version is cool because that's the choir version. But another good one is like the London Symphony Orchestra version, which is an orchestral version. That one's cool too. And then there's the Trans-Siberian Orchestra version, which is like the metal version, which is sort of it's cheesy, but it's still fucking pretty cool at the same time.
Those guys make a fucking mint every year.
Yep.
That thing is just.
I wonder do they even tour for the rest of the year? Do they just play?
No.
They just do the Christmas season and then they're done. Then they just fucking hang out for a little while and practice and then they go back and do it.
No,
I watched a video of them.
They're
fucking. Dude, the stage show is like.
It's insane.
It's insanity.
I think at this point too, they have they've split up into troops too. There's not just the one. I think they do like East Coast, West Coast, and stuff.
Oh, nice.
And they're like an offshoot of Sabotage.
Really?
Yeah. Skolnick was involved.
Oh.
At certain points.
Sick.
You know that guy, Al Petrelli?
Mm-hmm.
He was with Alice. He was with Megadeth for a minute, and Widowmaker.
Never heard of him.
He was involved, and his wife was involved. Did some keyboards and.
One thing I wanted to say about it was Schwarzenegger. We almost recorded a Christmas album. We were gonna do a Christmas EP 3 years ago, but then the Austrian Death Machine released a Christmas album. So we were like, because we started the band. Both of us started the bands at the same time, and when they came out, I was like, "What the fuck?" Because I had no idea that that was what the fuck? How is that even possible? You know what I mean? Yeah. That there's another Arnold Schwarzenegger band out there? That's insanity. How is that possible? But it happened, and then they got more things happen faster because it was fucking that slimy scuzzbag criminal motherfucker who loves God, who tried to kill his wife. That guy. Not to talk shit about him, but you're a scumbag.
I don't think we even have to. I think that's in the court of public opinion, unanimous.
Yeah. But so then we had to track. We had done a couple. We were working on some arrangements for stuff, and one of the things that we had arranged was when Shane was still with us. Was a Carol of the Bells, and so we had done it but we did it in 7.
Awesome.
So
crazy.
Yeah, and it was
Sounds very Shane.
Yeah, well, it was my idea to do it in 7 too, and but I know if there's anyone that can pull it off, it's fucking Shane.
Yes.
So we had done a demo version of it. I'll send it to you, but I don't think we can put it on YouTube because it doesn't have unless you uploaded it yourself. But it's just like the shitty Shane drum machine that we use, that Shane used all through Berkeley.
Oh, really?
All of our demos on
Boss.
It was
Mr. Rhythm.
You know
Dr.
that's
Rhythm.
the one?
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
For anybody out there who doesn't know, we're talking about our friend Shane Gibson, who we went to college with and was an extremely talented musician.
Yes.
And played guitar with Schwarzenegger and had his own band Stork, and also was a touring guitar player for Korn for a couple of years, who unfortunately passed away 2 years ago.
And so, dude, the thing was so old at the time when we did our last couple demos with him that he knew the readout was the lights didn't even work anymore. And the pads didn't even have any numbers or anything on them because everything had been used so much. But he could spin it around and knew exactly how to program everything without even needing. It was almost like a blind person. Like it was like Stevie Wonder. Didn't have to see it to do it. And me and Weeder would sit there in absolute disbelief trying to figure out how the fuck he's doing what he's doing. And he's programmed so fast. And so I love listening to it. I mean, they don't sound great at all, but it's
sound like a Dr. Rhythm, but it's like
for me, it's just really, it's very, very, I don't know. It's a sort of like an emotional thing that I have with it. And so when I hear those drums and those cymbals and stuff, it just reminds me of Shane, and it reminds me, like, it sounds awesome to me, even though it sounds like shit.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
Everything on that thing. Like, just always had that thing around, used it for all his projects in college.
It was unfucking believable. And so since you know it, you'll definitely have an appreciation for it when you hear it then. Cool. All right, thank you for that. That's was the other thing, and why, especially nowadays, that song has the Carol of the Bells. I mean, it already did anyway, but then now with that added element to it, it's just,
Exactly.
Fucking miss that guy. I really do miss that guy.
Yeah, no, me too.
All right, take it away, Jeff.
All right. On that note, I think what I will do is the first track on that Charlie Brown Christmas album with Vince Guaraldi, Guaraldi Trio, which is a San Francisco group, born and made his name in North Beach in San Francisco. It's a classic O Tannenbaum or O Christmas Tree, but his jazz rendition just beautifully harmonized. Just real tasty voicings and just beautiful feel. And he starts with that very ballad-like solo piano intro that every time I hear it, that's like, feels warm, and it feels like, okay, now it's Christmas time. That's the first thing I've got to hear to actually kind of put myself in a Christmas time feel. Yes, this is, something that at least grounds me to it. And then when that swing comes in and they start playing it with that feel, God, it swings so hard. And it's just so laid back and chill and just grooves so hard, but it's so just so cool and so comfortable and easygoing kind of vibe. His touch is just amazing. I love his playing because it's like there is a sophistication to it. He's definitely got a beautiful vocabulary, but it sounds at the same time so accessible. It doesn't seem like it's so heady and it's so, it's so cerebral. It just feels melodic, but at the same time, it's, genuine, real, jazz vocabulary, and it's real tasty. But I think anybody can listen to it and appreciate it, and don't necessarily need to be like, "Oh, I'm really into jazz." Blah 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 blah. So it's like
he speaks the language in a way that everybody here can easily understand. Sorry, I just went into a fucking...
Yeah, Skeetilies.
It's hard to do that.
Yeah, and I guess the fact that it's a melody that everyone really knows and whatever, it makes it easy. But I guess I love how it rides the line of the musical sophistication that speaks to a certain side of my taste and ear, and then it's got the general musicality that speaks to the other side, where I just like things that are catchy and things that are fun and melodic and rhythmic. But then it's also like, oh, listen to that chord. I like that chord. I like those tensions. I like that run. Blah 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 blah.
I think that's something that you and I both like. I mean, I
I
love catchy music. I mean, I have no issue with catchy music. Every time for me, is if it's just uninspired and saccharine and poser. If it's poser and just cookie cutter shit, I'm out. But if there's some quality in there that makes it have an identity, if it's catchy music is. I love catchy music. I mean, listen to the fucking Schwarzenegger songs we write and the choruses and stuff. Like, I love catchy music, but I don't like it when it's just fucking handed to you from the corporation that says you will like this because it's catchy.
Because this is mass produced for ultimate likability.
Try harder. That's how I feel. That's why I love Queens of the Stone Age. Like Queens of the Stone Age, fucking catchy as fuck, but it's cool as fuck. It's like
it is. It really is.
Dave Grohl knows how to do that too. Dave Grohl, the song Rope. Rope is like good. It's a prog pop song. It's so catchy, and there's so many cool things happening, and it's like
so much great guitar.
There's a way to do it. There's a way to make it cool.
Such a big hook.
And then he writes, and he doesn't always knock it out of the park. He's written some songs that I'm like, please go kill yourself, but you can't nail it every time. But
I know.
He's got like 100 albums now where he's doing it most of the time.
Yeah. So it's like there's so many great songs. It's like, this is a bad one. Just don't listen to that one.
Yeah, exactly.
There's so many that are so good.
Yeah.
So
that's what you're saying about that. That this Charlie Brown Christmas is the Dave Grohl of Christmas music.
It is. And what's interesting about it was I think CBS is the CBS thing. When they first put it together and showed it to the network, the executives were like, what's with the jazz soundtrack? Lose that.
Wow.
That'll never catch on. Yeah. That was one of the notes. They were just like, nah, I don't know about this. And now it's like everyone has that. That's just like everyone. Doesn't matter if you like jazz or not. It's like ubiquitous. It's so funny. And honestly, I kind of like I'll watch the special, but I like the music way better than the special.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think I watched the special when I was a kid. I don't think I've seen it since then. It's not the important part for me.
No, it's just the music. It's like, stop talking, kids. I'm listening to the music.
Yes. Shut your goddamn mouth, you fuck. Right?
Although I'm sure most of those kids are like old men or dead by now. So there's that. Yay!
And on that
note, so this is the last episode.
We just ended both of our song jams with talking about death. So, this is like the Christmas of death. We got Patty Donahue dying of lung cancer, Shane passing away, and then we have the fucking children of Charlie Brown Christmas all dying.
I think this could not be a more appropriate holiday episode for us. Because, I think so too. We can't just do it with all sorts of warm and fuzzies. This is not the Warm and Fuzzies podcast.
No.
But, that being said, it's the last episode of the year, and it started in January. This is episode 26. We've done a lot of different things, a lot of growing, and I'm really happy with how this is going. I'm really happy with the job you're doing. I'm really happy with everybody who's listening and anyone who's following us or tweeting us or whatever, and appreciate all that stuff and reviews and all that baloney. So keep it coming. I think 2017 is going to be a big year for the show, and it's got to be a better year because it can't get no fucking worse than 2016, just in general. So, I hope that anybody listening has a great holiday season, no matter what you celebrate, or if you don't celebrate anything, and have a great New Year's and be safe. And, I hope everybody gets a sweet orgasm on
Yeah.
New Year's.
Yes. Yes. Golden showers for everyone!
Everybody! All right, so with that being said, for JP and the Waitresses, I'm Jeff Callenbach. Don't let the man get you down.